Hi, I'm Chris Lee, and this is Virtually Speaking.
What I have learned mainly is the best thing about sharks, meaning entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs, are they take affordable steps. They act, they learn, and then they repeat. They allow the people around them to fail and or try, and they manage the expectations and they make sure the downside is not too far. But once they fail, they collectively say, what did we all learn from this, and how are we going to make this better?
You can learn how to read faster. The average person has to read 4 to 5 hours a day just to keep up. 4 to 5 hours a day. Think about your emails, your inbox, media, books, everything you need, business plans, whatever you're studying, right? That's 4 or 5 hours a day. If you could just double your reading speed and save 2 hours a day, what's 2 hours a day over the course of a year? Even 1 hour a day over the course of a year is 365 hours.
You got to believe in your bones that your price is worth it.
Yeah.
And in point of fact, why are they asking for a discount? Because they're not getting their money's worth, or because they're screwing with you? You got to know which character you're dealing with. So you proceed with an application of tactical empathy, probably a label of some sort, because you need to get a clear picture of what's going on the other side.
I really, really enjoy talking about fear because it doesn't go away. When I talk about fear, when I process fear myself, it's more about recognizing why it's there and acknowledging that it's there. And I almost think of it almost like another little like a little spirit. It's just like sitting there. I acknowledge it. I let it be there. I kind of let myself feel it. I let it wash over me. And then I try to take like the tiniest little steps to push beyond the fear, like just to push the envelope of my comfort zone a little bit.
Humans have always evolved with our tools. In fact, it's our ability to design better tools that has allowed us, to advance as a civilization. And we've always managed to stay one step ahead. And I don't see AI or robots as anything other than more sophisticated tools.
I think it's really exciting that technology is starting to catch up, and it was forced to catch up to the various needs of students by forcing everyone to be at home for a while and forcing teachers to teach from their homes.
I love being on records that was successful because I feel like I'm doing my job. I mean, my job is really one thing and then one thing only, and that is to serve the artist, serve the engineer, serve the producer, serve the label, serve the musician, serve, to get that song on the radio to be number one. I mean, it's all about serving the team. That's my job. It's not about me, it's about we.
The reality of why the SEAL community can do amazing things, it's all about the things that don't show up in Hollywood movies. It's about the training, the crawl, walk, run philosophy, and making sure that at each phase of training that everybody, not just the senior people, but the new people, they're working seamlessly together. And you layer complexity only after you have fundamental principles completely hammered in. And most of what happens in combat is very low speed, very fundamental. There's not a lot of high-speed maneuvers that we were able to pull off. So it's the opposite of complex. It's very simple. Contingency planning and just so much planning goes into those operations. And the best thing I could say for organizations is make your critical decisions before they become critical.
When you're an engineer, you overcomplicate things because you think the more technically interesting it is, the more commercially viable, when the opposite is often the truth.
If you want a multiple choice test, say in Philadelphia, your greatest chance of getting COVID and dying from it were A, wearing a mask, B, social distancing, 3, your genetic code, or D, your zip code. The answer would be your zip code.
Wow.
Because, do you have broadband? Do you have the right food? Do you have education? Do you have appropriate housing? That's really what matters.
So what excites me is now that we've decoupled where we are, both in who our customers are, who our coworkers are, it removes the differences between us all. It connects us all, not just digitally, but as people. Birds fly around the world, they don't see any borders. So you're going to have to learn to function and compete in the borderless world, but that's also a huge opportunity.
And then now when we're looking at the pandemic, basically I've been telling people, hey, we don't have a choice on whether we digitally transform, the choice is on how well we do it. I think people actually did grasp that. They didn't move fast enough, and all of a sudden the pandemic just forces our hand, moves everything forward 5 years.
I think that when we are able to share with people that we trust, with friends who are going through similar things, and people to say like, hey, this is what's happening for you. Oh, wow, that's happening for me too.
Right.
It helps normalize it. And yet at the same time, we all need tools. We all need insight. We all need to be called out on our stuff. And people need tools now more than ever.
The moment of struggle is real. We can all relate to it, but the decision that we make in that moment, do we rise? Do we fall? Do we live in vision? Do we stay in circumstance and make excuses? To me, that's what separates us. And the ability to talk to ourselves, the ability to talk ourselves out of it and not listen to the voice of doubt, excuse, and quitting. To me, that's such a powerful thing, man. Tell yourself where you want to go.
I had the definition of a hero wrong. Everybody I asked said heroes are ordinary people who do extraordinary things. And about a year and a half into this journey, we decided that wasn't really the right answer. We actually believe that heroes are extraordinary people who choose not to be ordinary.
I like to follow patents. So when I'm looking at emerging technology, I look at who's filing what patents. I like to look at kind of developer documentation, like anything that's coming out that's publicly available, really digging into that. And that's how I can kind of connect different use cases. I've got a technology background. So understanding the nuances of that combined with the behavior and the marketing side is how you can really build connections for what's coming.
Leaders fall into a problem called the superstition trap. It sounds like this: I did this, I was successful, therefore if I keep doing this, I will continue to be successful. No, you did this, you were successful, and that's great. And if you keep doing this, you may totally fail in the future.
Successful people speak different than unsuccessful people. They say the word we, not I. They say the word I decided, not I felt. And the third thing, they talk about what they do want. They don't talk about what they don't want.
For example, I worked in the world of drones. Most people think drones are about, what are they going to deliver to me? Are they going to bring a book to my house or a beer to me on the golf course? But that's not what it's really about. It's really about teleporting your perception to far distant places. It's about taking your sensory perception and placing it on the other side of the state, the other side of the country, the other side of the world. And now you can look at an agribusiness in Brazil or a mining site in Africa with more precision and clarity than if you were standing there yourself with your own eyes.
Figure out, why is this person contemplating doing business with me? And you ask that question directly.
Yeah.
Why are you choosing to do business with us? You've got 50 competitors you could choose from. Why are we in a discussion right now? Here's what that does. If they really intend on doing business with you, they will have a robust response. That robust response is going to be your value proposition coming out of their mouth. There is nothing more powerful when they speak it and you never have to.